So this is from my first novel, Haunt. Prologue. Dead is dead. Why split hairs, nitpick, or obsess over an actual cause when there are so many to choose from? It could be drowning. It could be loss of blood. Why harp on suffocation like it's an answer to a riddle? Wrist cutters don't suffocate, that's why, says the detective man, and the autopsy man nods. The paper man looks confused. The wrists are slit open in 2 huge crosses, leaving a bloody mess that makes for the obvious cause of death, and leads logically to the conclusion that this young woman committed suicide. Drowning would also be a reasonable cause, since she was found in an overflowing bathtub, but no? The actual cause, according to the man who gets the final word in actual causes, is suffocation of all things. A paperman might thus be led to believe that this cut, naked, waterlogged corpse has a few stories to tell. But for now, the only story the corpse is telling is through the mouth of the autopsy man, whose training in science affirms his authority to say that despite appearances to the contrary, it's asphyxiation. How does science tell you the difference between asphyxiation, drowning, and bleeding to death? There are people, ladies and gentlemen, whose job it is to know such things. But this is not a story about those people and their jobs. No, friend. It is a story about you. It is a story that is told, as most stories are, this and then that. But unlike most stories, it is told as if you could see how if you had done that instead of this, what you would have got there. Because as you may or may not know, different actions lead to different consequences, but seldom the ones you would suppose. I tell it to you like this. Always happening now. You do this and that happens, or you do this instead and something else happens. Because that is how I see it now, here, where I am. Where I am is very different from where you are. Where I am, I no longer have any illusions of this or that leading me anywhere at all. I tell you plainly that this corpse was mine. There are many things I once thought of as mine that no longer belong to me. Your apartment, for example. Who are you? So that's the first bit I'm going to read. So that's my first book, and this is from my last book, a collection of short stories. I don't need my glasses for this because it's not tiny. This is a story called Tangerine, for Katie. His sister is trying to peel the fruit. Her little fingers have not mastered the basics yet. He snatches it from her to get the peel started, and she screams, "No!" "I'm just trying to help," he huffs, and hands it back to her. He is feeling very put out by her presence anyway, here on the back porch. It is summer. The sun is hot. He wants to be alone and think, but he is supposed to watch her. He is trying to recall something that is bothering him, though many things bother him these days. But this is something else. This is something that is wriggling in his mind like an answer to a riddle. It's the fish. Yesterday he went fishing for the first time. It was a long, boring day, and he complained a lot, especially because he never caught anything. But then at the end of the day, finally he did. When he pulled it in, he was horrified. It was small, and it was beating hard against the air as he pulled it up. A thing wriggling with a hook in its mouth opening and closing, its gills flapping, its eyes staring and not seeing. "I'm not eating that," he said. He cut the line and threw it back. A relief filled him as he watched it disappear back to its home, and he hoped, without saying aloud, that it did not live the rest of its life feeling like a freak because of that hook still stuck in its mouth. He did not mean to say a prayer for something so small, but he did. That it would be proud when it told the other fish of its battle and its proof of its victory. Then last night he had a dream. He dreamt the fish swam back to his boat and said, "Thank you." The young man shrugged in his dream, knowing it was his horror that had saved the fish, not his kindness. "Sure," he said, "but I didn't want to eat you anyway. That's why I threw you back." "I'm grateful you threw me back, but that is not why I came here. I came here to thank you for catching me." He was bewildered. "For catching you? But now you have that hook in your mouth, so you'll never be the same." "Yes, that is true," said the fish. "For before, I never believed in water. But now I will always remember that it is real, and that even though I do not see it, it is everywhere around me, always. No, I will never be the same. Now I know it holds me. Now I believe." "In water?" said the boy. But the fish had already swum away, and the boy stared out in his dream onto a lake that was reflecting a setting sun like a mirror. "I did it!" His sister has ripped the tangerine open, juice and pulp all over her fingers, running down her grimy little arms. She puts half in her mouth, rind out, so that it looks like she has a huge rind for teeth. She is doing this on purpose, to make him laugh. He does. She holds out the other half of the fruit, her hand dirty and sticky. He takes the fruit and then her hand. He holds it. Her hand wriggles in his, and then she squeezes his hand in return, tight. It is one moment, but it is also eternity.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, I'm here today at the Kerouac House. My name is Jenna Benj, and I'm the president of the board of the Kerouac Project of Orlando. And I'm here with Laura Lee Bahr from LA, and she is our resident at the moment.
Yes.
Going to leave us soon, so that was that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, it is a shame you're leaving.
I've had the most amazing time.
You have?
Yes, it has been transformative, I would say.
You were worse when you came?
I didn't say transformative. How?
Well, tell us, we'll start at the beginning here. Tell us how you heard about our residency.
So my second novel, Long-Form Religious Porn, had a launch party.
Say that again, that's just the best name.
Long-Form Religious Porn. So we had a launch party, and Ashley and Guanta, who I had been in a short story collection with in Francesca Leah Bloch's Rough Magic anthology. So Ashley came to that launch party, and she ended up staying overnight with me and my sweetheart. So the next day we had breakfast, and she mentioned this house, and she mentioned the writer's residency, and then she told me, she said, you should apply for that. And people tell me things to do all the time, and I'm like, no.
Thank you.
But immediately I just had this very, very powerful sense of, you should apply for that.
Ashley is very slight, so that
Yes.
wasn't an Ashley.
No, that was my feeling.
Yes.
My feeling was that Ashley is magical. She's a true poet, and she just knows things. She's very intuitive. So I ended up feeling very strongly that I needed to apply for this residency, and I did. And before I even came here, I was saying it was the best thing that had ever happened to me. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me that hasn't happened yet, was what I would say.
Very cool.
Oh.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's been just the process of knowing, just the reputation of the residency, and knowing how selective it is, and knowing how just having the opportunity to actually have a space to work on a project for that amount of time makes it a truly exceptional residency. So,
well, thank you. We'll take that as a compliment.
yes.
So, and you have been very productive.
Yes.
A lot of our residents come, they already have a first draft or an idea or, you know, something, but you just came with a very basic idea and have left with a manuscript.
Yes, I worked.
To be envied.
I set myself up for a very ambitious project, and I did it.
Yes.
But with that amount of time, knowing if and having this opportunity, I was like, I have to use it. I have to use this opportunity to really write. I have written 2 other novels, but the first one, Haunt, I said I wrote it. I would tell people I wrote it over the course of, like, say, 4 months and 7 years. So it took me so long. It took me a really long time to, in big bursts of energy. And long form religious porn is very short. So it was an opportunity to get to really work on something and have it be something from where I am right now as a writer.
Very exciting. So what kind of routine did you set up for yourself to get through this work?
Okay, well, this is not advised for everyone.
Warning at home.
My eyesight's deteriorated a lot. That's why I need those glasses. So basically what I would do is I would set a timer, and I had a basic between 30 and 40 hours a week goal. And so the process was writing and researching. So researching and writing, so hands moving on keyboard, or looking something up on the internet, or so focus time. And I'm a putterer, so every time I would say get up and make myself coffee and eat a banana or whatever, I would have to stop the timer or go for a walk, even though I was working as I was walking, because I was thinking.
You were tough on yourself.
Well,
it's a slippery
That's
slope.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
you gotta know how you gotta know how you
be honest here.
How you work. So that was my process, and I did it, and I gave myself breaks. I gave myself days off and things like that.
And how many hours did you put in?
It's a little bit over, but let's average at 400 hours.
Amazing. Very, very cool.
It comes out to about an hour a page.
Well, that's really good to know. I don't know that about my own writing.
Yeah. Well,
that's
that was
a really
the thing.
good statistic to have.
Yeah, it was about 1 hour per, solid page, like not just tossed up, but like really
finished product.
Yeah.
Very good. And had you been to Orlando before?
No.
Wow.
I'd never been to Florida before.
Oh, shock me.
Yeah.
So, how would you contrast it to LA? What a silly question.
No. Here's it. Like, I actually, in postcards, I would say Orlando is like Los Angeles with 100% more sweat. But the palm trees and a lot of and the traffic. LA traffic's a lot worse, but
we could aspire to that.
Yeah. The development, the kind of sense of shorts and hot climate, all that. But here it's actually rainy and humid, and there it sucks all moisture out of you. So
yeah, well, there's got to be a happy medium. It's either adding moisture to you or sucking it out of you. Really.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah. So, was there anything that surprised you about Orlando?
Yes. I was surprised to see so many lakes. I love the lakes, so I did a lot of walking. The house is situated, as you know, near so many.
Tell me.
for our viewers. The house is situated near a lot of really lovely walking areas. So you can really navigate this part of the town walking, which is awesome.
It is.
So I would take lots and lots and lots of walks. So there are two lakes in particular that I am very fond of and try to see daily, and that's Lake Adair and Lake Ivanhoe. I was very surprised by all the amazing birds and the turtles, and I saw otters. And so I was really surprised by the wildlife. Yeah, it's been really nice.
Very cool. And what else have you done while you've been here that you've found?
So the writers community here is just a wonderful, wonderful community, very supportive. And people go out and do readings all the time. So it was really easy to go out and do readings. It was really easy to go out and meet other writers. And everybody who is part of this project, this Kerouac Project, is really supportive and, comes and helps you when you're like, hey, I would love to go do this thing. Yeah, or we'll invite you and things like that. So it was a really nice writers community, and I got to go out and go to readings primarily is what I would do, and I met a lot of people that are just awesome, who I'm gonna cling to for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you have joined an elite group now, our alum. So
yeah. So it's been very I really, really love the people here. So it's been really, it's been very special in that way.
So what's ahead for you? Where will we see you in 5 years? What's your?
I'll be right.
In the back bedroom.
Oh wait, do I have to go? I'm just gonna keep. I'll just keep writing, and I'll come back through here and do readings and things like that.
Yes.
I really enjoy traveling and doing readings. It's something I've come to really enjoy in my life. So,
and of course we would love you to come back and do a book signing for your new book.
Oh, I absolutely will. Absolutely.
Yeah. We had the first public airing of it.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful.
Thank you.
So, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I keep thinking about it and wondering how it's going to end, but Laura's unable to tell me.
I can't tell you right now.
Right. So,
but you'll be glad when you know.
All right. Okay.
You'll be happy with it.
I'll be happy ending. Okay.
Well, we'll be happy with it.
Good. All right. It'll be an ending.
It'll be an.
So I just want to say thank you so much for being such a wonderful resident.
Thank you so much.
We have loved having you here, and you've enriched our community and worked hard, which are two things that we love to see our residents do. And so please do come back and see us.
I certainly will. Certainly will. Thank you so much. This is
welcome.
A really, really special project that you do. And it really honors the spirit of Kerouac, and it really honors writing in general and writers. So
great. Thank you.